Hello everyone, it's me, your Vijay sir, and welcome to your social science class. Today, let us learn Lesson 5, the Delhi Sultanate, Class 7, History. Children, before we start our lesson, let's gain some previous knowledge which would help you to understand the lesson better. Observe the timeline, children. So, in 8th century CE, India witnessed Arab invasions, children. Muhammad bin Qasim conquered Sindh in 712. The Arabs were followed by the Turks, children. Mahmud of Ghazni led the first series of invasion in 1018 and raided Mathura and Kanuj. In 1026, he plundered the Somnath temple, which is in Gujarat. In 1191, first battle of Terrain was fought in which Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Ghori, children. In 1192, second battle of Terrain was fought in which Muhammad Ghori defeated and captured Prithviraj Chauhan. In 1194, Muhammad Ghori defeated Raja Jayachandra in the Battle of Chandwar. Children, let me give you a brief idea about Mahmud of Ghazni. Mahmud was the ruler of Ghazni, which is in present-day Afghanistan. He wanted to raise a large army and make Ghazni the most powerful kingdom in the region. For this, Mahmud needed money. He had heard about the wealth of India, so he decided to invade India, children. In a span of 26 years, children, 1000 to 1026, Mahmud invaded India 17 times. Mahmud's early raids were against Hindu Shahi rulers. His subsequent raids were against the rich temple towns of India, which include Mathura and Kanuj in 1018 and Somnath in 1026, and he looted a lot of wealth from these temples, children. Children, let me give you a brief idea about Muhammad Ghori, children. He was a king of a small kingdom, Ghor, in present-day Afghanistan. After Mahmud of Ghazni's death, children, Muhammad Ghori declared himself as an independent king. He also annexed all the Ghaznewar territories of Mahmud of Ghazni. Muhammad Ghori was an ambitious ruler. He wanted to expand his empire. He decided to invade India, children, not just for its wealth, but he also wanted to build an empire. In 1175, Muhammad Ghori conquered Multan. In 1190, he conquered Punjab, children. In 1191, first battle of Terrain was fought in which Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Ghori. In 1192, second battle of Terrain was fought in which Muhammad Ghori defeated and captured Prithviraj Chauhan. In 1194, Muhammad Ghori defeated Raja Jayachandra in the Battle of Chandwar. Before we get to start the lesson, children, first let us see the timeline of the Delhi Sultanate. 1206 to 1210, reign of Qutbuddin Aibak, the first ruler of the slave dynasty. 1211 to 1236, reign of Iltutmish, the real founder of the Delhi Sultanate. 1236 to 1240, reign of Razia Sultana. 1266 to 1286, reign of Balban, the most powerful ruler of the slave dynasty. 1296 to 1316, reign of Alauddin Khalji, the most powerful ruler of the Khalji dynasty. 1325 to 1351, reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. 1414 to 1451, reign of Sayyid dynasty. 1451 to 1526, reign of Lodi dynasty. The period from 1206 to 1526 is known as the age of the Delhi Sultanate, children. Delhi was the capital of the sultans who conquered a large part of the Indian subcontinent. 5 dynasties ruled during this period. Let us see those 5 dynasties, children. The Slave dynasty, 1206 to 1290. The Khalji dynasty, 1219 to 1320. The Tughlaq dynasty, 1320 to 1414. The Sayyid dynasty, 1414 to 1451. The Lodi dynasty 1451 to 1526. Children, now let's learn about the first dynasty, the slave dynasty. Do you know why is it called slave dynasty? The first ruler of this dynasty was Qutb Aibak. He was a slave of Muhammad Ghori. We have learned Muhammad Ghori was an Afghan ruler. When Muhammad was assassinated, Aibak took over the kingdom in India. Since he was a slave, it was called the slave dynasty. Now let's learn about the important rulers of the slave dynasty, children. They are Qutb Aibak, Shamsuddin Iltutmish, Razia Sultana, Ghiyasuddin Balban. Iltutmish and Balban were the slaves of Qutb Aibak, children. And later, Iltutmish has become the son-in-law of Qutb Aibak. And Razia Sultana is the daughter of Iltutmish. Let's learn about Qutb Aibak, the first ruler of the slave dynasty. Muhammad Ghori had left him in charge of the territories he has conquered in India. We've already learned that Muhammad Ghori was an Afghan ruler. He occupied some territories in India, children. For those territories, he made his slave Qutb Aibak as an in charge. After Muhammad Ghori's death, children, Aibak began to rule as an independent ruler. He declared himself as an independent king and he started ruling the territories in India. He was really a kind-hearted, generous man. He was called Lakh Baksh, or giver of lakhs, children, because he gave away a lot of wealth in charity. He built the Quwat al-Islam Mosque in Delhi. Aibak also started the construction of Qutub Minar, children, in Delhi, but he could not complete, but it was completed by Iltutmish. Qutub Minar is the most majestic architectural masterpiece of the Delhi Sultanate, children. There are about 379 steps leading to the top. Do you know, children, why is this tower built? Qutub Minar, it is also called as Victory Tower. The tower was built to celebrate the Muslim dominance in Delhi after the defeat of the Delhi's last Hindu ruler by Qutb Aibak. Shamsuddin Iltutmish, 1211 to 1236, is the son-in-law of Qutb Aibak. Qutb Aibak was succeeded by Iltutmish, children. He was considered the real founder of the Sultanate. He undertook many steps to make the Delhi Sultanate strong, children. He shifted the capital from Lahore, it is in present-day Pakistan, to Delhi. Consolidated his position by suppressing the rebellious nobles and the Rajput chiefs. So he suppressed who were against him, that is the nobles or the Rajput chiefs, children. And he also refused to give shelter to the other rulers of Persia who was being chased by the Mongolian chief Genghis Khan. Do you know, children, who is Genghis Khan? He is the chief of Mongolian tribe and he was associated with many massacres, children. Iltutmish thus protected the northwest frontiers of the Sultanate against the Mongol invasions, children. He also expanded the empire up to Bengal in the east. He reorganized the land revenue system. Reorganized means once again planned properly, children, and collected taxes. A proper tax on the land was fixed and it was collected, and minted coins out of gold and silver. So gold and silver coins were also used during that time. He completed the construction of Qutub Minar. We have discussed, children, it was started by Qutb Aibak, but he could not complete it, but it was completed by Iltutmish. Iltutmish had many sons, but considered none capable enough to be his successors. So he decided to make his daughter Razia the Sultan of Delhi. But the nobles were unhappy with his choice. After the death of Iltutmish, children, the nobles placed Ruknuddin Firoz Shah, a son of Iltutmish, on the throne. Ruknuddin proved to be incapable ruler. He was not able to control properly, children, or rule properly. So Razia, with the support of people of the city, became the next ruler of the Delhi Sultanate. Razia Sultana, 1236 to 1240. Razia's reign was short but eventful. She ruled for a short period, children, but she was a very successful ruler. She established law and order and led the army by standing in the front, children. She also undertook many welfare measures such as building of roads and setting up of dark chowkis. Dark chowk means postal stations, children. The nobles, however, opposed her because they hated taking orders from a lady, children. They felt insulted to take orders from a lady. And later she also reduced their powers, children. And she started taking her own decisions without consulting them. The nobles got together and revolted against her. She was deposed in the sense removed forcefully in 1240 and died soon after. After the death of Razia, children, and till the accession of Balban, many rulers came to the throne. Of this, Naziruddin Muhammad, another son of Iltutmish, ruled from 1246 to 1266. He was just a puppet in the hands of the powerful nobles. Ghiyasuddin Balban, 1266 to 1286. He was also a slave of Qutbuddin Aibak, children. Balban was the most powerful ruler of the slave dynasty, children. He had been an important noble since the reign of Iltutmish and was the real power behind Naziruddin Muhammad. We have learned who is Naziruddin Muhammad. After Naziruddin's death, Balban ascended the throne. He took various measures to consolidate or to make the Delhi Sultanate powerful, children. He reorganized and strengthened the army, children. He fought against the local rulers and defeated many of them to be more powerful. He crushed the powers of the nobles to prevent them from revolting against him. He fortified the northwestern borders against possible Mongol raids, children. He built many forts and repaired the old ones. After Balban's death in 1286, his successors failed to keep the Sultanate intact. In 1290, the rule of the slave dynasty came to an end. The throne of the Delhi passed into the hands of the next dynasty, that is the Khalji dynasty, which we are going to learn.